Hello, everyone. Welcome to the DAO Townhall. Thanks, everyone who is here. The idea for the people who don't know is to do some recap on what's been going on in the DAO, have some updates from the different teams, the council, the Regenesis lab team, people who are working on the clients. So that's basically the idea. The way this will work is hello, everyone in the chat, by the way. So the way this will work is we will bring people on the stage to start telling the updates. Maybe if you guys have some questions, you can ask on the chat. So that's basically the dynamic here. I don't know if we want to start with the council. Is there anyone who wants to come to stage to tell some of the updates? I'm seeing some people here. Canessa, okay. Welcome to the stage, Canessa. Chan, there you go.
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. I think Toxic's trying to get in world, so not sure if anybody else. I see Sir here in Decentraland. Otherwise, yeah, I'll wait for a second to hear from Toxic if that's gonna work for her, if she needs to jump back someplace, or we could just keep going.
Yeah, in regards to that, I created an event on the Decentraland events page. So for the next town hall, that one will be already created, and hopefully we would have more members subscribe to that one. Though I don't have the streaming URL to stream this inside that screen. So if someone here has such thing, would appreciate. So next time we can stream. This time I'm recording, so no problem at all. But for next time, that would be cool.
Awesome. Okay, I guess Toxic, if you want to let us know. I think you can probably hear us here, so I'll just get started. Welcome. Update from the council. It has definitely been a busy month. We've got our meeting reports, our report meeting minutes posted so everybody can stay on top of our updates on a monthly basis. We decided about 2 months ago, based on community feedback, that more transparency was needed. And so we're posting those on a monthly basis instead of a quarterly basis. Okay, I'm trying to go down the list. Obviously, there's some large topics that we need to discuss, and I want to make sure that we don't miss anything. So right now we have a proposal in the DAO that's in its second stage, and that is to hire a independent auditor to take a look at Genesis Labs, make sure that everything is copacetic and aligned with what what we're hearing. And that is Mariana, who has a lot of experience in Decentraland, and also this is what she does as her profession. So she seemed like a very appropriate person to tackle this role. So we as the council did not want to delay any kind of reporting. 3-stage governance process takes time to do. So we started the poll, started the proposal process, but we have also decided we're just going to pay her out of our own pockets if that doesn't pass for any reason, because we don't want to wait another month to get this started. So Mariana has started that already and began reporting back to us, and we'll have more information based on that as she goes through her reporting. Next part, kind of the elephant in the room, the DAO committee deprecation and multi-sig handover. As we have gone through this process, there's there's a lot of change that needs to come with restructuring anything in life, but definitely with the DAO and the way that we had it set up with the grants program now leading to the council, Regenesis Labs. So part of that is that the DAO committee did not serve the function that it did while we had an open grants program. And so we passed a 3-stage governance process to deprecate the DAO committee. That passed. We believe that everything was done as it should have been through the DAO. And unfortunately, 2 out of the 3 signers do not feel comfortable transferring any ownership of the wallet or the funds. So we're continuing to work with them, continuing to give them every opportunity to communicate with us, to let us know like what it is exactly that they're concerned with so that we can move forward, in a professional way and do the best we can with that. Let's see. Yeah, part of that is that they're looking for personal documents from the DAO council and sending that via Discord, which, I don't think anybody would feel comfortable sending passports over Discord to somebody that doesn't have a legal wrapper. So it's definitely something that we're continuing to work towards. Please ask questions at the end if anybody has questions, because I know there's a lot there's a lot to unwrap there, literally. We also had some community feedback recently about just more transparency as we're looking at Regenesis Labs and what they're creating. They've got, a lot of amazing things coming down the pipeline, the Godot Bevy client, mobile. I mean, back in the distance talking about VR, like that's a lot of really positive momentum forward. But the community was just concerned with like, where are we on that? And making sure that we're not, that we're not just continually grinding away. Like we need deadlines, we need to have some results. So we took that back to the council, took that back to Gino, and we're going to work towards having more like increased transparency of just maybe doing, maybe we as the council could do a better job of communicating where we're at, like looking at Genesis Labs progress and just reporting with that. Because I think that's absolutely valid, and we need to know where we're at with that. Let's see, and then finally, Metariyuku, it's very, very late in Singapore right now. He's speaking today, or possibly yesterday, because I think November 12th is already in the past for him. He's speaking at a university about Decentraland and use cases and sharing the platform development. So really excited to have Metariyuku being able to have so many speaking opportunities in Singapore. So please feel free, ask questions. I know, and yeah, so I'm guessing that there's probably a lot of questions around that. So I will just wait, and I have to check my chat on my phone. I can't check it while I'm talking, so I'll check it and see where people are at with questions. Okay, it doesn't look like any questions are there in the chat, but please feel free, post them, or yeah, anything if anybody isn't quite sure about what this means, the implications, and the, I guess, potential side effects and repercussions. I definitely want to make sure that everybody understands as we move forward. No, I don't think so. I think we'll have, obviously, as we go through this process, I know everybody, we want to have as much information as possible, but we want that information to be accurate. And so I think that we're at a point where I would love to, share more, but we're waiting, giving, like we said, giving the committee members every opportunity to work with us on this. And otherwise, I guess we'll have more information in the future.
Hey folks, how's it going? Can you hear me okay? Nice, cool. Okay, thanks so much, Doug, for organizing this. Thanks for the council to be here. Yeah, it's a pretty weird situation right now. So it's been hard to find the motivation to present on this space. I'm sorry because I know a lot of members in the community are doing their best and are trying to show, I don't know if excitement is the word, but that there are at least things that are more important than all the drama. So thanks for that. I think that the hackathon that ended last week was the confirmation that there's like still creativity and spark in the community, and if it's organized correctly and if it's channeled into the right places, it's amazing to see what we can achieve together. So thanks for that. Okay, I'll give a couple of updates. I'll start first with all the boring stuff, the hiding, the legal and operations and finance. Regarding the hiding, we opened up the final role that we had missing that completes the hiding plan for the team building the MOE client, which is a part-time Go developer. It's a position that will work mostly on performance issues and SDK support. We are hiring for candidates. We have some candidates on the pipeline, which is good. And we are pretty confident that we will fill the position during November. That's the good thing. The bad thing is that we are still struggling with finding a good candidate for the product designer role. That's the person responsible for building the interfaces and designing the interfaces for the MOE clients. If you use the MOE clients right now, you will see that most of the interfaces are being ported from the desktop experience into mobile, which is not ideal. So we had a pretty, I would say, strong pipeline when we opened the position back in September, and then it slowed down. We interviewed like 8 candidates. 2 of them got into the exercise phase and they dropped. So we're still interviewing and we're still looking for the right person for that role, to partner with the product manager for the team that we hired almost 2 months ago. And we also have still open the position that we opened for the web browser client, the baby client. As you probably remember, last month the council made a recommendation of doubling down the efforts on the web browser client, which I think it's a good idea. So we started moving the project from only experimentation and development into the alpha phase into something a little bit more tangible. And that's why we are hiring one more engineer for that team. So yeah, that's on the hiring part. Well, regarding that position, we have some candidates. None of them are super strong, but we are interviewing some candidates for Baby. As you know, Baby is an open source and pretty new engine that it's built on top of Rust language. Rust developers tend to be pretty expensive, and this role was a role that we didn't have on the original budget. So we're trying to generate the budget from different unused buckets. So we don't have a lot of budget for this position, but hopefully we will find someone well suited and also within our budget for this role. Then regarding legal and operations, nothing major. We signed all the contributors signed the standard contract agreements that we finished last month after the foundation was created. And we are working on the bylaws for the foundation to clarify the roles and responsibilities of Regenesis Labs within the Decentraland ecosystem, which is important because it regulates how we operate and what can we do and what we can't do. So that's important. Regarding finance, well, I think that the most important thing, as Canessa said, and Mariana is here, is that we know that the transparency update, the quarterly transparency update, is overdue for like 2 weeks. And that's because, well, this idea of the Council of hiding an independent audit for all the finances of Regenesis Labs, Mariana is doing that work. We've been engaging with her, and we offered her all the data that she needed to perform the audit. Hopefully, we will be able to publish the update during November, probably next week. So I think that's the important thing to mention, that we know that we are overdue with that. But we also think that it's important, if we're going to have someone external from our organization to review the finances, to let her do the work and then publish the report. There hasn't been any transfers from the Regenesis Labs treasury to our operational wallets. We didn't diversify nor swap any mana in October. As you all know, the market conditions are being pretty harsh at the moment, and we don't have the need to swap mana, so we are holding on that. What we actually did was to exit all the positions that we had in stable coins deposited in different protocols via the multi-sig, like the Safe wallet, and we invested directly all those positions into Morpho. You're gonna see this on the report that we're gonna publish, but that's basically because we are optimizing the fees that we pay for investing the money. Basically, we were paying a 0.8% of fees that we could cut depositing directly the funds via Morpho. And then regarding governance, so you probably saw, but we fixed a lot of the issues that there were on the transparency page. There are a couple of things missing that are already committed, and a deploy is needed. Hopefully today or tomorrow that's going to be fixed. So now the actual treasury numbers and the vesting contract numbers is displayed. We also fixed the issue where the proposals didn't pass the state when finished. That was something that we had to run manually as a cron because something was broken there. Again, it's operational work, but it's something that we need to do because in the end, the governance platform, it's not currently maintained by a single team as it was before. So we are fixing and we're prioritizing the things that are most important to fix as we go. Then, well, the most important thing, or one of the most important things, the client work in mobile and in web. October, I think it was a good month in terms of like social first experience. We added events in the app. We also added in-game notifications. You can now like discover events, save them, share them, get reminders if you add them to your calendar. About like what's happening in Decentraland. That's cool because it's directly on mobile. So if you're on the go, you can see what's going on. We also shipped some like things related to performance. We capped the engine to run at 30 FPS to basically reduce the temperature of the devices and the amount of crashes that we were getting. Right now we are at 50% of crashes, like 50% sessions of crashes. That's too low. That's too high. The plan is to get below 7% when we do the first release in Q1 2026. We also implemented all the camera capabilities from the SDK, like locking camera movements and anything that the mini games, the game arena, and any scene that uses camera locks is now compatible with the mobile client. So that's pretty cool. The latest version on Android is the B42. And if you are on test flight, the last version is B56. I will share the links on the chats right now. Give me 1 second. That's it. I'm actually on mobile right now on the DAO HQ, and it's working okay. I see Canessa there. I see who else? Well, Canessa is in world. Then regarding the web browser, like the Bevy browser, it was mostly about reliability and stability improvements. We've been resolving a lot of web crashes related to video texture, cursor changes during the Windows resizes, and things related to the volume and the sound of the scenes. Avatars and wearables now render more performantly. Like if you wanna check the web experience, I think it's getting to a pretty good stage in terms of the engine. Please remember that the goal of this for now is to get into an alpha phase, but we believe it's really important for the strategy of Decentraland to have like a lightweight and easy to use and easy to access web experience, because we've been seeing with the desktop client that the friction of downloading the client and accessing to Decentraland is way higher than what it was. And there are a lot of technologies right now as Bevy that are more performant than what we had in the past. So hopefully we will get to a point where we have a really good experience in browser, at least to showcase what's going on. Then the hardcore users can download the client if they want. But we think it's important to have like a web experience there. I'm reading Mariana's comment. Yeah, definitely looks better than Roblox. We need the users and the game mechanics, but it looks better than Roblox for sure. I will share the link right away. It's web alpha. Okay, that's on the client side, and then I wanted to talk about the hackathon and the community events that we're organizing. The hackathon was launched at the beginning of last month, at the beginning of October. It was the most successful hackathon in terms of the number of submissions that the Decentraland ecosystem saw since its inception, at least from what I talked from people working on the foundation for a number of years. We held 15 in Worlds event. We got 29 submissions. Of those 29 submissions, 11 were from new creators, which was our main goal. Our main KPI for this hackathon was to get at least 25% of the builds made by new users, and we got 11 new creators out of 29, so it's like a 30%, which is good. Another 30%, another 11 projects were from builders that returned to the platform for the hackathon, and then we got 13 that were from like current builders and experienced builders. We got over 165 posts with the hashtag, the DCL Vibe Hackathon, and all of those posts drove almost 165,000 views, which was pretty solid for the performance of social right now of the Decentraland accounts. And the Visit a Vibe challenge that we did, which was basically people visiting the builds and like showing the builds on social, got more than 6K views. So I think it was pretty good. I think that the biggest takeaway is to partner with external organizations. We partnered with CSM, which is a tool for building 3D assets with AI. And we also partnered with DoraHacks. We used DoraHacks to organize the hackathon. The Twitter space we did with them on October 22. It was the best performing stream that we have, with over 2,000 views. So that was pretty good as well. Then regarding events, like in real live events, we are gonna be hosting a community dinner during DevConnect. DevConnect is it's like the biggest Ethereum conference, and it's gonna be in Buenos Aires, which is the hometown of Decentraland. So we are hosting a community dinner before the party that we're organizing. So if you're coming to Buenos Aires, let us know so we can add you to the guest list. And we're also organizing like a version of the Decentraland Music Festival in real life at DevConnect. I will share the Luma link as well. And that's like open. So if you wanna if you wanna come and if you wanna see what's going on with the real world experience of the music festival, please join us. And we're also going to be hosting a side event called the Creator Economy. We are sponsoring that event, and we're presenting a panel with the Decentraland Foundation, Regenesis Labs, and creators active in recent events and hackathons in the Art Week and in the Music Festival. The idea is to showcase what is possible in Decentraland. I see some people from the community that will probably be there. I don't want to spoil, but here in the audience we have some people that's going to be part of the panel. The goal of this will be basically to showcase Decentraland, to show the brand, to show what's possible for creators building games, experiences, and virtual worlds. That's going to be on Wednesday 19 at 3 p.m. at the main venue of DevConnect. Regarding future plans, as Canessa was saying, there was a request from the council to be a bit more open with the roadmap of the MOE client. So the goal for November will be to publish a blog post with the vision and the roadmap for the MOE clients on the Decentraland blog. Hopefully we'll be able to fill the product designer, the Gold engineer, and the Very engineer during November. That's our goal. It would be ideal to finish the year with all the teams hired. And also, we are, of course, waiting for the audit to publish the quarterly transparency report. We think that that's also important given all the noise and conversations regarding to financial transparency. I think that's it from my side. If you have any questions or comments, please open your mic or write on the chat. I'm posting more links. So questions, comments. No questions, no comments, doubts. You can hate if you want. Feel free.
I just want to stop and say, like from the community perspective, I had so much positive feedback from this hackathon, and just like, you know, being pretty cued into people building. I saw a lot of people go from like non-builders to like absolute coding now, and just I think that the winners in this, Dusnufus and Alexandra, like knocked it out of the park. And I just want to also say, like, Toxic, I don't think we could have done it without you. So I don't know. I'm just gonna throw flowers Toxic's way every chance I get, because you definitely picked the right person for this. And I'm just really, I know there's so much more work that we didn't get to see behind the scenes, but it's nice to have the first hackathon feel like it wasn't just a success, it was like a grand slam. So thank you on that.
Yeah, Toxic has been instrumental, fundamental, and leading the efforts. We are super happy with that. And yeah, we're super happy with the results as well. I think it was nice to reactivate the community a little bit with something more productive and open. So yeah. Okay. Last one is asking if is there a timeline goal for having public release of the browser and mobile client? For the browser client, no, because it's still experimental. For mobile, yes. The goal is to have the first version serving the actual Decentraland community members by Q1 2026. That will require some coordination with the foundation as well, because the idea is to basically, if you access any Decentraland property on a mobile device, to be redirected to the mobile client, and also to start announcing that. So that's going to be the first idea, to have the social features ready, to make sure that the SDK support is solid, and to make sure that the performance is good enough. That's for Q1, and for Q2 we want to have all the feature parity with the client, and we want to start pushing a little bit on like paid advertising and marketing to get new users. And in the meantime, the goal is to have at least 4 or 5 nice gaming engaging experiences that work on mobile. So to have something to show to people who never been into Decentraland and gets there for the first time, because if not, we believe it's really confusing. Like if you're not part of the community, it's hard. So we want to create a browsing path that it's more focused in worlds and isolated experiences than into getting to the world and try to figure out what to do there. If there's no browser timeline, I mean, for sure, for next year, we will have a version that it's stable and it's like feature compatible. I don't think we're gonna get to have a complete complete capability, complete feature parity on the SDK and everything. But the goal is for next year to have a version that it's usable and it's linked from the Decentraland properties. Right now, there is one developer working on this and one scene developer working on the SDK support and checking like the engine. Oh, who's sharing? Oh, thanks, Stoic. But if you see, like it's pretty stable, it's pretty solid, but it requires a lot of like product work. Because again, there are no product managers, there are no product designers. It's just an engineer working on that.
Yeah, I'm sharing screen of the browser client. So if you want to take a look on the stream, you can also join. Shino, share the link there. Let me pin it as well. I don't know how to pin here though. But okay, yes, link is here, so I'll just copy and paste it again if you want to jump. But yeah, basically this is the browser client. So I'm just sharing screen.
Agree with what you're saying, Lastrom, in terms of like the benchmark for success or the definition of done. The reality with the mobile client was, again, it was just like an experimental thing, testing with an open source client built on Rust, super performant. We were just like seeing if we could move forward with this. Once the council said, hey, we think it's important to have like a web browser version of Decentraland, which I absolutely think it is. That's where we said, okay, we need to do something with this. So for me, it's not part of like it's not about failing in terms of not delivering. I think we need to set up a goal, and I think once we have at least a small team more suited, we will be able to create a deadline for us, to create a goal for us. But I agree and I hear you and thank you for saying it. We're trying to first focus on shipping the first version of mobile, making sure that that's stable, because that's where the new audience is. And then we will have a more solid plan for mobile. But I think that for next year, we will have a version that it's stable and it's production ready. Regency Subs Foundation liaison, does this exist? Yes, it exists. I think I mean the product manager for the team is embedded into the product meetings on the foundation side. I'm syncing with Kim and I'm syncing with Yemel on a weekly basis. We are producing the 2026 manifesto together. and that's the plan. That's the plan, is to communicate next year roadmap together. The Regenesis Labs product team is embedded into the meetings of on the foundation product team. No, I haven't. On the asset bundle thing, no, I haven't. Yeah. I'll try. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the conversation. Did you got some kind of commitment from someone on the foundation side on this? I can try to get that information, but yep. We are actually, well, it's super alpha, but we are testing some things there. Yeah. Yeah, I think having a simple scene building experience is critical to onboarding new users. If not, it's gonna be hard.
Okay, I don't know if Shino, if there's any more update you want to give.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, I can answer more questions or
Great. I was
whatever.
actually taking a look on the web client, and it seems there is an animation that, well, it looks like it's still work in progress. Like the way it displays the maps, it's different. So you click the map, and it does this animation where it shows the entire world from a top.
Yeah, if you zoom in, if you zoom in, you can get,
Yeah.
you can see the bird's eye view. Yeah.
Now the performance here, I mean, maybe it's because I'm also using Discord and screen sharing and recording with OES. It's kind of okay, though I don't think it's reaching 60 FPS. Is there like work to make this even more optimized?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. That's why I was saying that for now, and I hear the community, but for now I cannot commit to a date. But it's something that needs to be on the roadmap for next year for sure.
And and even with this like maybe low performance because of its development status, it already works better than the first client or the old client that we were used to. So it's actually interesting. And definitely looks better. So it does have some nice shaders. And
yeah, that's a style definition. It looks like this just because we decided to make it look like this for now.
Rustan is asking green walls because it's true that there are some places where you can see some green walls, like here. But again, I'm streaming and I'm recording with OBS, and maybe it's not the best way to measure this. But still, I'm not seeing the thing to crash, which is a good thing because the central client would crash at all times.
There's a lot of work to do on that. I mean, there are a lot of features that are not there. Application level, SDK support. But again, it's been like 1.5 developer, because it's one developer working full time and another developer working part time on this. if we hire one more person, will be a bit faster. But what we need is also the experience layer for this.
Right. So if anyone wants to apply, jobs at Decentraland, I don't know which is the website, but I guess you can find the jobs.
It's on Lever. Yeah, it's the Decentraland careers page.
Okay.
We are posting there.
Well,
Yeah, if you have any
yeah.
experience in Rust and game development.
Rustan says, I feel like ditch the browser and put all teams on mobile. Why not both? In my opinion, I think the Decentraland was
That was the first approach. Like, let's focus on the Godot client. To be honest, at some point, I was thinking on stopping the baby development, and then we thought, okay, maybe we could do something with web and have a lightweight and performant experience for web. We switched gears, and the engineer did like a quick POC back in July and say, hey, this is doable. We can start working towards this route. And we started with that. So browser, for me, the real value of the browser is accessibility. Like it's way easier. Like, at least from my point of view, when I try to show something about Decentraland to someone who doesn't know what Decentraland is, like to download a client and logging in and everything, it's pretty frictioning. So if you have like as we had like a guest mode and like a quick experience to show on browser, that's cool.
Well, can I say something?
Well,
there is some narrative here that pulling out your phone is easier than downloading. I mean, I guess it's the experience of some users, but in my opinion, I prefer to not download things. A lot of people in crypto prefer to not download things. So running that from the browser seems easier and safer. And yeah, I think that was one of the reasons why the Central at some point had way more users than now. It's because everyone just could join with a link. It was like, go on Discord, sends the link, hey, jump to my party, and yeah.
Agree. Wait, more questions.
Okay,
Did you give like a head count for the Regenesis Labs? Yes, the budget was with a head count, and the council approved the budget and the head count. Well, real browser value.
There's a question here that says the mobile version has been around since before Regenesis at last a year. How much has Regenesis improved or added to the mobile client?
So in every monthly update, we posted like the changelog of all the things we added, like all the things that we've been developing. So I will share that in a second. Okay, I got what you're saying, Lastrom, in terms of like more visual marketing appealing. Regarding what Ruston is saying about putting like all the teams to work on mobile, again, the baby team, it's just one engineer full time and one engineer part time, and that's it. And the Godot client team, it's like now it's 4 engineers and 1 product manager. That's the team size that we have. We are hiring another engineer and the product designer, as I was saying before. And I mean, I don't think it's, to be honest, I don't think it's a waste of time buying a browser version. It's also part of what Decentraland should be. Yeah, like it's the most open, and like running on a browser is the most like open and interoperable, I don't know, democratic way to build something. At least something with the level of complexity that Decentraland has. Like if you're trying to run GTA 6 on a browser, well, that's probably not possible. But for Decentraland to be, let's say, platform agnostic, I think it's still important.
I would also add that spending money or like interacting with crypto wallets from a mobile phone, it's even harder than on a browser or even a downloaded app. So if you just think on the Decentraland's economy, mobile at this point, I think it's worse.
So regarding, we had a conversation with Lastrom, with Rostan on the words thing. What we are doing right now, like the strategy that we took, is we are like loading isolated scenes. So basically, any Genesis City scene works as a world. Worlds can be loaded, and also scenes in Genesis City can be loaded. So what we are cutting is the transversal world experience, and that's because of performance, but also because from a product experience, it's way easier to understand. Like you enter to an application that has multiple experiences, you click on one, you load that experience, and you use it. Like if it's an event or if it's a mini game or wherever, you can use it in an isolated way, in a more focused way. So the mobile application loads worlds and loads isolated scenes in Genesis City. I think the same, Lastrom. And that's why we focus the hackathon for like building worlds, and we are loading isolated scenes. I think it's way easier for a newcomer to understand like what Decentraland is if you load a world, if you load a single scene, than if you load the entire Genesis City experience, for sure. Well, I mean, I think there are a lot of like mechanics that are still needed, and there are a lot of hacks that people do to develop gaming experiences or game-like experiences, but it's doable. Like the other day, we were playing with the team, like the game arena experience, and it's a game. Like it's literally a game. Like it has a ranking, it has mechanics, it has a multiplayer ability. Like it's a game. You can say that it's good or not, or fun or not, but it's a game. I agree that we should have embedded easier ways to bring functionality and mechanics to scenes, but it's possible. Yeah. Well, yeah, Pablo here, like Golfcraft was a gaming experience. Ansar has a lot of like gaming, gaming experiences. Yeah. Wow, hot take. You mean like Hyperfy platform or Hyperfy? Like I think they use 3GS, right? Oh, the 2.0. Yeah, the platformy thing. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I've never used it.
I don't know. Make is asking me. There's asking a comment. The one thing I'm gonna read. The one thing I can say when it comes to licensing music movies, it's true you need to have a web link that you technically own and manage. So having a client really does allow you to work outside agencies. Currently, the client does not truly give you that allowance. I don't know what exactly he's referring to. Gino, maybe if you want to expand your idea, make on the
I'm
chat.
reading. Well, I have an answer for. Let's go in order. So, does Nafus asked, like, is the intention of the mobile client that it will support the scenes world builds in the way they are currently built, or will it require devs to do more to support the use of their scenes on the mobile version? Not in terms of optimization, in terms of UI and controls. That's something that we are actually analyzing right now. We are doing curation of the top scenes and see how they perform. The reality is that the HAL of the mobile version is different, of course, from desktop. So we are trying to optimize as much as possible what we can do. And the goal is to have guidelines for creators, at least on the Creator Hub, on how to build UIs thinking in mobile as well. I think that if we succeed on the mobile distribution, mobile will be either the main or one of the main channels of decentralized usage. So the creators will have incentives to make their scenes work on mobile, but we are trying to do everything we can to reduce that workload for any creator or scene developer. We were looking, so for example, Roblox has scenes, and some scenes work on desktop and other ones work on desktop and mobile, and you have that filter on the selection. And if you load a scene that it's not built for mobile on mobile, some weird things will happen, right? But again, we are trying to do as much as possible to make sure that we are providing the scene developers the guidelines, and we are helping from our side to optimize the scenes so they work as expected. Licensing music movies, you need to have one technically on a match. Don't get that question. Okay, got it. Yes, this is, yeah. I haven't played Laser Tag. I will take a look at it. By the way, the DAO HQ is working pretty well on, at least on my phone. The app hasn't crashed. or anything. So
Well,
no, it's promising for a scene this heavy.
I don't know if there's
Okay.
are there more questions? Well, that's Nafus is asking. I don't know if you read this one with the warning thing.
Yeah, something like that. Like on the Discover tab, have something like that. Yeah, like hey, this is optimized for mobile or not. Yeah, as the early days of mobile web, you remember that you entered a site and there was like a warning.
Well, Rustan is asking how to make money in DCL. Well, I guess you can do time traveling machine and you can ask for a grant. Now it's not as easy. Well, I don't know if you have any updates on that though.
Regarding the grants program, so in hopefully in Q1, we will be able to resume like the micro grants thing.
Okay. So no need
So
to use time machine.
thanks for the questions. I mean, let's talk about the hyperfi thing. Rostan and Lastrom. I think it could be interesting. At least to be honest, I mean, I need more. I need more information. But it would be nice to at least have like a thing to see what you guys are building and if there's something that we could do. Nice, cool. We know where to find him. Awesome, Fox. Thanks so much.
All right. Well, I don't know if anyone wants to add anything else. If any member of the community wants to share some updates on what they are working, feel free to do it. At the end of the day, it's still a community space. So there is a space there. And we will have some last minutes for maybe some extra questions that are still there. Stay positive with this thing up one step at a time. All right. Okay. Well, I think it will be all then. I don't know if anyone wants to say something else. I feel that that's all. Pablo is writing, so I may wait him. Now it says several people are typing, so maybe several people want to say something. See you guys in DevConnect. That's a cool thing. Okay. And Toxic is sharing the link that in 1 hour we are having a tour through all Hackathon Winner Worlds, so feel free to join. Okay, so then that's the town hall. Hope you like it. If not, well, I'm sorry. That was all. See you in the next month, in December, for more information and less drama and more happiness. All right, see you guys. Bye. That one was funny though. See you in hell. Bye.
God, what's up with that?
I actually laughed on that one. That was very
I know,
unexpected.
I did too. That went dark. Thanks, Stan.
I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Bye. See you.